Hey everybody, welcome to the next step on the obsession. I'm actually here with Brian Kleppe, and right behind the camera, Cole Kleppe. So we're out at a new property that we have to hunt. New for me.
Yeah, I've been hunting here for, this will be 10 years.
And obviously you've taken some good deer out of here, and we took 2 does out of here last year.
Yeah, and I got
a
nice buck.
Yep. So Brian was out here earlier, actually yesterday, last night.
Yep.
And you guys filmed a couple good deer?
Yeah, a couple decent ones, and I think 8 bucks we seen in all last night.
Yeah.
Probably 25 to 30 deer total.
Yeah, so there's a couple deer out here, right?
Yeah, there's a few.
So we're actually in southwestern Wisconsin. We're actually going out right now to kind of check to see what we've got for crops on all the property. It's a pretty big piece. We're going to say a couple hundred acres.
Yeah, it's pretty large.
And what we're going to do today is just kind of put out, this is full of game cameras. We're going to put out some cameras. We're going to pick a couple stand sites. Like I said, we'll put cameras on each one of them. Kind of watch what we got going on. We're going to put some ground blinds out on property. There are pieces that we knew from last year that we're definitely going to get does out of, and there was usually a few good bucks in those corners too.
Yep.
Inside corner hunts. Number one goal, Coleman's 10. So we're going to try and get him a deer in front of him. He's been shooting for the last 3 years. He's been shooting really well. Last year he took runner-up at the Nasita shoot.
Yep.
And you were what?
I was runner-up. He was third, actually.
Oh, so third, that's right. You were runner-up. So that's pretty good. And he's been shooting really good all year, so hopefully we'll be able to get a deer in front of him. Also going to take an opportunity to maybe bring my mom out. I actually had her last night in the shop shooting her new crossbow, and she's doing pretty well. So we're going to try and get a deer within 20 yards for her, deer within 20 yards for Cole as early as possible, and of course Brian and I will take our does out as soon as we can too to fill the freezer. But
there might be 3 does that leave this farm and probably maybe the opening weekend, we hope.
We'll see, I hope so. But right now the crops that we see here, obviously we got alfalfa and corn. You can see all the way around us. It looks like they've been hitting the corn really good. Obviously they had just cut the alfalfa, you said about a week ago?
Probably a week to 10 days ago.
And it's coming back. He said the farmer property that we hunt on said he'll take he'll take one more crop for sure. So we'll see when that'll be. Hopefully it'll be mid to early September.
I'm hoping early September.
Yeah, that'd be nice for us at the end of the year. But regardless, we're gonna go out and check out a couple spots. We'll show you guys what we're thinking, and hopefully we'll be able to take a couple good bucks out of here. Right?
That's the plan.
All right, we'll see you later.
here we are sitting in the car, and this deer is about 10 yards in front of the car and coming closer. I don't even think it realizes we're here. And we pulled right up here when it was out in the field, and it come down closer to us.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Kleppe here from Rush Outdoors and the Obsession TV show. It is July 14th here in southern Wisconsin. We're out here tonight doing some more summer scouting, and right where we pulled up with the car we had a little yearling doe come about 5 yards from the car, and she kind of hung out around here for a while, really not having a clue that we were even here, so we kind of had fun with that. So yeah, we're gonna go back and sneak back to the same fields we did about a week ago and see what we see out there this evening. Hopefully we'll have a decent buck to get on film here tonight. So stay with us and we'll see what happens. Alright, so we got a couple of deer over here out in the middle of the hay strip. I believe that is a smaller buck. And I believe that one is a doe. But, yeah, first couple we've seen tonight, so that's encouraging. So let's move on. These three just stepped out of the corn up here in front of us. Looks like a decent sized doe. And I think a mighty large fork neck. Here we got a decent buck out in front of us. There's a pretty good buck right there. We're running a pretty low light, but it looks pretty good from here. Yeah, that's a real good buck. He's pretty wide. But it's possible. Yeah, I don't think that's the same buck. Nope, there isn't. There goes another one. Nope, that's not a buck. I don't think that's the buck we've seen before, Cole. Nope, it isn't. There's another one coming up out of the ditch here. There he is. On our way in here, we seen a pretty good buck in the field, but by the time we could really get the camera ready and set up, he was gone. Right directly behind me here, there was another smaller buck, and then we seen a bunch of antlerless deer take off running. We primarily hunt pretty much in the back of the property. But pretty encouraging. That was a pretty good 8-pointer that we seen coming in here. Pretty good frame for early July, so he definitely be one to watch out for. So stay tuned, and maybe we'll have a nice buck we can get on film yet tonight.
Alright, so we found our first set. Brian and I were discussing it. What we noticed, obviously this is an inside corner hunt.
Yep.
And from your background, you've seen deer use this corner quite a bit.
Yeah, they typically like to come out of that corner, or there's a saddle here behind us. They like to use that area too. But this should be good for that west type northwest wind. And we got the sun setting here. That's going to be in our favor if they come out that corner especially. And judging by the trail, that looks like they're pretty healthily in this area. So
well, we got a couple advantages. So obviously we're standing in alfalfa. We got corn to the west of us and a strip of corn directly to the east of us. So it makes a really good inside corner. We're basically on the inside corner. What you can't see is we have a ridge or a point that goes straight out to the north, a little bit to the northeast, and then this drops off a point and heads straight down to the northwest. So these deer are bedding on these points and they're converging on this inside corner, feeding on the corn and the alfalfa. This is where you guys seen the doe we just filmed. She feels real safe in here, and I'm sure the bucks feel safe in here also. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to use this elm straight behind us, and we're going to put a stand probably 14 feet up in it, and then the camera stand.
I think that'll be good.
There is one other advantage too that you really can't see, but right behind this elm tree, probably what, 20-25 yards in, is 6 or 7 mature white oak trees. So if there are any acorns on them, I didn't really look. We had a late frost here in Wisconsin, so it took care kind of most of our acorn crop.
Yeah, there isn't many again.
So we'll see what happens. Obviously we're going to hunt deer here early. We're going to put a camera up in this corner and see what we can get for deer moving in and out of here. Brian will come in later in the week, put up a camera, or next week.
I think I'll probably get the stand up on this spot this week. I think anything we're definitely thinking we're going to hunt early, I want to get up real quick here. So
yeah, that way we're not bothering it.
But I think this set though, I think it can be good. I think even for the rut, I think we can put a decoy out here. Yeah. With what, once the corn, if the corn is here yet or not, I don't know how long the corn will be here, but you get a decoy up on this knob, that thing's going to be pretty visible from quite a distance.
We do some rattling and stuff up on this edge with the bedding areas as close as they are, and that deer being able to cross from bed to bed in this point is definitely a good location for rattling. So be sure to watch for that. We'll bring that to you probably starting around October 20th, I'm assuming, is when I like to start rattling, just from all the stuff that I've written down over the last 15 years. So we are going to get this set up so that we can get a camera in here, and hopefully we'll get some pictures. Alright, it's August 5th here in southern Wisconsin. Me, Brian, and Cole are out still setting stands and checking places where we want to be on our new property here in southwestern Wisconsin. For this property, we actually bought a few ground blinds for Coleman and for my mom, who's going to crossbow hunt. We're going to set this up for does and bucks in this corner. We've had some pretty good deer come out in this corner. You can see we got a clover alfalfa field here that the farmer has in. This is probably, I'd say, about 15 acres of clover and alfalfa. Heads over to the hill to the corn. We're going to be doing an inside corner hunt. Brian's straight behind the camera right now setting up our normal inside corner stand in a pine that you've seen him and I take does out of last year. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut into here. I'm going to put the ground blind back behind this switchgrass here in front and put it inside the wood line a little bit, or on the edge of the wood line. That way any of the deer coming out this inside corner, Cole and my mom will have a good chance of shooting. It'll also be a good opportunity for a decoy setup. We'll see what happens, but we're going to get this cut in. You guys go check out Brian putting up the stand over behind.
Hey everybody, as you can see, Carl just said, he's setting the ground blind up over there and putting this stand here in this pine tree. Like I said, Carl said, him and I both doubled in this tree last year, and I think I got a doe out of this stand the year before as well. It's always been a great spot early for does. Inside corner, right out of the woods, right on the edge of the alfalfa clover field. I have shot a buck over this set a few years back over a decoy, so it can be a good spot at any point of the season. I'm never afraid to set this stand ever. That's one of my favorite on the farm. I think I've had it on the farm since I started hunting it. So stick around. I'm sure pretty close without a doubt that this is usually the spot for the does. So we'll see again this year. You never know. We got a couple other spots we've narrowed down to that might be pretty good too. So stay tuned. I'm sure we're going to have one on film at one of these spots.
All right, August 5th here in southern Wisconsin. Just got that blind up. I was actually a little bit to the left further, but the ground sloped away real hard and it would just been uncomfortable for people to shoot sitting down. Pretty big. I'm pretty sure Cole will be able to stand up and shoot in it. But my mom's shooting a crossbow. She's 72 years old, and we set her up in a chair with a mount so she can kind of control the crossbow a little bit better. So we had to put her on a little more level ground, so we moved her over to the right about 8 feet. It's a little bit closer to their entrance into the field. Hopefully that won't bother them. We got about 6 weeks until the season. Brian's finishing up the stand over here, so we'll be out of here shortly. I put up a camera in the corner for the entrance in and out. Actually put it up a little bit higher. It's a little bit above my head height. That way we'll be able to get pictures of deer coming in and out of this corner. Hopefully we'll be able to catch a bunch of does and fawns coming in here. I'm sure there'll be a few bucks. I don't know how big they'll be, but stick around. Hopefully we'll be able to take 1 or 2 out of this corner. It's August 12th here in southern Wisconsin. I brought my wife out. We actually came down to pick up some brick for our house, and we're gonna do a little scouting on this property here. You guys seen me take my 8-pointer on last year. So as we came in, one of the food plots, there was a doe on the beans. She blew and left. We're actually in an observation stand up in the middle of the CRP field. Overlooks a few of our food plots. As I was getting the camera gear ready, a small 1.5-year-old buck come out down in a valley we're expecting to see deer come out of. He's up into the switchgrass right now, so you can barely see him. The grass is so tall. So we're going to show you guys some of our animals that we have on our hit list. It's going to be a short show. It's going to be the start of the obsession. Be looking for us to be putting a show on every 2 weeks. Sit back and relax, and we'll see what we can find. Buck we just filmed. Just about a minute after that, 2 minutes after that, we had a doe. Must have been bedded about 50 yards out. Must have seen me or something. She started blowing. She's still out here about 80 yards. She's mellowed out now, so I don't know. We'll stick around and see what happens. It's been a fairly decent night. We've seen 2 bucks and 5 antlerless deer I've seen. So that's not bad. 1 decent buck between that 16 and 17 inch inside. Looked like an 8 to me. I can't really tell on the small screen, so we'll see what happens when I put it on the big screen. But it looked like a 3-year-old, so it'll be a good one to let go this year. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that show. We're just gonna show you some of our hit list here. We'll get back to you in a couple weeks.